What is up guys, welcome back to another episode of ReaperCast, and today we have some really big news out to talk about, and that is the new Numerronius cards. So let's actually go over these because there are 3 cards and they are definitely really awesome. The first card we have here is Numbers XYZ Numerronius. It's a rank 12 Light Fiend Xyz effect monster with a question mark for the attack and defense. Now it requires 5 level 12 monsters. Obviously that sounds pretty insane, but you know, with some shenanigans you could definitely pull this off. There are 3 effects. For the first effect, once per turn as a quick effect, you could detach 1 material from this card and destroy 1 other monster on the field. Considering you're using 5 materials, I think that's a pretty good effect. The second effect, at the end of the battle phase, destroy all other monsters on the field, then you could special summon 1 monster from your opponent's graveyard in defense position, meaning you get to take it for yourself, and that is just really nice. Third effect, if this card in your monster zone is destroyed by your opponent's card effect while it has material and is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 number IC1000 Numerronius Numeronia from your extra deck, and if you do, attach this card to it as material. That's pretty crazy because obviously that's the next level version of this card, and we're about to get to it right now. Alright, so number IC1000, otherwise known as Numerronius Numeronia. This is a pretty crazy name. I wonder if they're actually going to stay to this. But we basically have a rank 13 Light Fiend Xyz effect monster, so that's really cool. Attack and defense are question marks, and it requires 5 level 13 monsters. Obviously that's a bit crazy, but we know that we could definitely already get to this particular one when we actually use the previous monsters effect. So 2 effects for this monster. First effect, if this card was special summoned by the effect of number C1000 Numerronius, it gains 100,000 attack and defense during your opponent's turn only. Regardless if whether or not this is during your opponent's turn, this is still a really crazy effect. Also, begin applying the following effects when the next turn begins after this card was special summoned. Each monster your opponent controls must attack this card if able, and when your opponent's turn ends, if this card has not battled that turn, you win the duel. I mean, that's pretty insane. So basically, if your opponent has a monster, they have to attack into Numerronius Numeronia, and if they don't have a monster and they don't engage in any battle, you're going to win the duel anyway. I mean, that's an insanely good card, and obviously I remember who played this. It was Don 1000 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, and it was one of the biggest duels that actually happened in the entire game, in the entire series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself, and seeing 100,000 attack and defense for the very first time during the anime's airing was one of the most insane moments ever. And if you guys haven't actually seen the anime, I really recommend that you do. It was just insane. It was really crazy. It was a really awesome duel. Seeing that the card is finally now being printed so many years later. In fact, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal kind of ended at around 2014, so we're looking at about 6 or 7 years ago. This was pretty insane for us, and seeing it now 7 years later or 6 years later, this is definitely just a really huge eye-opener for a lot of people, especially for the ones who also didn't watch the anime as well, seeing a card that actually has 100,000 attack and defense. But of course, there's still a secondary effect. When an opponent's monster attacks, you could detach 1 material from this card, negate that attack, and if you do, gain life points equal to that monster's attack. So yeah, let's throw some insult to injury here. Although we could easily just win based off the first effect alone, this second effect apparently has some more effects to allow you to gain life points. So this means that if your opponent manages to bring out a monster that actually can match the 100,000 attack and defense, your second effect will simply just deal with it and you would be gaining those life points, which means your opponent has to at least deal 2 attacks. And finally, for the final card here, we have a normal spell card, Numeron Chaos Ritual. During the turn, a face-up number C1 Numeron Chaos Gate Sunya you control was destroyed by a monster effect. You can target 1 Numeron network and 4 number XYZ monsters in your possession that are banished or in your graveyard. Special summon 1 number C1000 Numerronius from your extra deck, but its attack becomes 10,000 and its defense becomes 1000. Then attach those 5 targets to it as material. For the rest of the turn, you can only normal or special summon monsters once. Now, obviously that is a really good effect because, you know, the first XYZ monster, when we saw it, it requires 5 level 12 monsters and there was no easy way to summon it out. It did seem kind of bleak that we were actually going to be able to pull this off, because even with all the shenanigans we make here, it was still going to be a really difficult process. So seeing that we actually have a spell card that actually supports the ease in bringing it out is definitely really amazing. These 3 cards together will definitely be a crazy thing, and I can't wait for these cards to actually come out, because just seeing these artworks right now, it's just a small preview. You can't really see it because it's kind of been minimized to this small size here, but they look absolutely amazing. So just to own these cards, it would be quite fun indeed. And now you guys could actually just build your own numbers deck, or rather a Don 1000 deck, where you could actually go for 100,000 attack and defense. Now, there are certain things to consider here. Will this actually be meta relevant? And the question is definitely left open for discussion, because this is a very powerful card and will definitely be quite insane. And seeing that it is relatively easy to actually bring out, because let's say you're playing 3 copies of the spell cards, you could actually do quite amazing things here. And keep in mind that even going for a rank 12 monster where you have 5 level 12 monsters as materials, that's not that difficult, considering there are a lot of cards out there that could actually manipulate different levels for all your monsters, and you could actually accelerate your play. And I think that for the first few months, maybe when this actually gets released out, I think things will actually be quite crazy. But definitely leave your thoughts in the comment section about these particular cards here. Do you think it's going to actually affect the format so much to the point where it becomes one of the top tier decks? Or do you actually think this is just a one-trick pony, and you guys think that, oh hey, this is more so a casual deck? Because honestly, I can actually see some meta potential with this if someone manages to actually build a deck with the right balance of protection and also ease in summoning. However, that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share this video as well, because I want more people to actually interact in the discussions here and just talk about this particularly insane card that has 100,000 attack and defense. Of course, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, but in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.